Yeah, we'll evaluate it tomorrow. Looks like it's not a long-term thing, so we'll evaluate more tomorrow. He's sore right now.
Bad luck, but I mean, literally just with the weighted bat over there,
Right.
not a whole lot of time to remove that, right? I mean,
Right.
it's not uncommon for that stuff.
No, that's part of it. I mean, that's part of it. There's no fault of the Diamondbacks for, I mean, that stuff's laying out both sides when you're on offense.
In terms of Despaigne today, I know you hung the breaking ball there. You got him out of there after 84 pitches. Didn't like the matchup. Wanted to go lefty.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think you guys see all that. I mean, I think you see that pretty clear. Frankie's been throwing the ball decent, and gave him that opportunity in the situation we were in. Give him that opportunity, and he didn't execute a pitch, just like Despaigne didn't execute that breaking ball to Castillo. He didn't execute that pitch with 2 strikes, and he shook to it. He shook the fastball, and then didn't execute it. That's part of the growth of a young pitcher, but unfortunate for us. Give credit to Lamb, put a great swing on it. Made him pay.
Yeah, we've been putting a lot of emphasis on Derek Norris and the All-Star balloting. I'm sure you'd like to see your guy get there, but can you talk about what he means, his mentality, and his approach to the game in the clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean he's a young player. He's a fairly young player, and way he goes about his business every day. He wants to play 162. The way Kemp wants to play 162. That's what's so encouraging about this whole thing. They go through their ups and downs, but Derek had been going through a little bit of a rut here offensively, and then all of a sudden breaks out today, and he works at his catching. He has a relationship with the pitching staff. Yeah, it bodes well. He's a big part of this thing. He's a warrior. That's how he goes about it. All-star stuff. I hope they all make it. I don't really focus on that stuff, but I certainly believe that I don't know that any of the other catchers' numbers. I don't know any of that other kind of stuff, but I know what he means to our team. And there's not too many players that mean more to their team behind the dish. I don't think couldn't be too many more players that mean more to their team than Derek means to us. So, yeah, let's get him in there. How do the numbers look compared to the other guys?
He's not going to start. That's about it. But you got to take the vote. You'll probably grab him as a reserve. Posey leads the position ballot.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
It's not bad. He's done some things.
Murph, seeing continued power there from Norris and Kemp. Are we going to be seeing more of Kemp in the leadoff?
I think so. I mean, you guys see it for yourself. I mean, he's given us a real weapon there. It's I think it's helped him and it's helped us. Yeah. So yeah, we will.
Pat, follow up on Norris. He's hit. You mentioned the offensive rut. In June, he has more home runs, 7, than he does singles, 6. Is that just a funky stat, or does that say something about the way he's approaching these at-bats?
Well, I mean, I think he would tell you right up front that he'd rather have 21 singles and 7 homers, but he's not giving up any of the homers. Players go through things, and Derek, like I said, he's a young player. He didn't play against right-handed pitching his whole career full-time, but we need him to, and he's capable of it, as he showed today and has shown before. So I think that you'll see those numbers change, and there's got to be more singles in there in order for him to be the type of player he wants to be. But I think it is unusual for a month. It's relatively speaking, it's a smaller sample size, but yeah, and then he's got to be a complete hitter, and I think he's moving in that direction.
What's the plan moving forward with Matt Kemp? Do you plan to leave him in the leadoff spot?
How long are you talking about?
Of course, the next couple of weeks until the All-Star break, until something else. There's changes to this roster, but is the plan to leave him there in the leadoff role because we're directed?
I think right now he's getting comfortable there, and I think it does have an effect on other teams. You saw today. That's a pretty nice way to start. You can always back it up and go, well, it would be nicer if he had 2 men on in the first inning. But I think there's a whole psyche about it, and that he's taken hold of it and walked out there and been a force in a leadoff position. So if that's what it took to kind of get him rolling again, I think it's a good thing. So whether or not we'll stay with it, it's kind of we'll feel our way through. We're trying to make every adjustment we can. We're trying to do everything we can to have the sense of urgency to get going now, get on a roll now. That might not be possible necessarily. You don't know, but you're looking at those things every day. So when it comes to the lineup, I sit down with my guys every day and say, hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? And it's tremendous input and that type of thing. And not everybody was in consensus, when we made the decision to go Kemp to the top. But he's certainly proven that it's been a good move in terms of what it's done for him and what he's done for our team, in that order, So I think you'll see it again. How long? Is it ideal? Is it where Matt Kemp ends up hitting? I'd say probably not, but guess what? If it's creating magic, keep with it.
When you talk about making adjustments, how long does it take in baseball, in your estimation, to try an adjustment to know if it works or not? Is it a week? Is it a certain number of at-bats?
What kind of adjustment?
Like,
are you talking about?
Kemp in the leadoff spot, for example.
What's he? I don't follow the numbers. What do we got here? What's he hitting leadoff?
350, I think.
That works. How long does it take? Hitter's not going to hitter that gets pitched to the way Matt Kemp does. Doesn't always be able to maintain that. But I think it's an indication of freeing him up a little bit and making him the first guy that faces the other team. And I did it as much for what it's going to do to the opponents as I did what it's going to do for us. You know what I mean? It has that double-edged effect, and I think, I think we're in a situation where we're in constant trying to figure out how this thing rolls. How we get it rolling full speed, and we need Matt Kemp. He's a leader. He's our leader, and he's a terrific player. Play he made in right field today, his at-bats, what he is on the bench for us, what he is in the clubhouse. Yeah, he's really important. So to get him rolling a little bit, I think is essential. And I think he did it as a team move. He said, I want to do it. I want to help the team any way I can. For a guy, I don't know how old the guy is, but for a guy with his experience to be that committed to team is encouraging. Gets me up in the morning. You know what I mean?
You said Frank didn't execute. Did he miss in, out, up, down?
Yeah. Well, first Derek called for a breaking ball, and then settled on fastball out of the zone, 1 and 2, outer edge, and it was not executed.